Welcome, friends, to week 3 of our video series and daily devotion guide, Unsettling Lent. We are connecting each other while connecting ourselves with Christ. I hope that you continue to join with us with your church family, National City Christian Church. My name is Reverend Stephen Baines. I'm the executive minister at this church. And if you missed this past weekend, you missed the Spirit of God like you have never experienced before. Let me tell you, from Friday's music at midday, organ recital with our Japanese artist who gave us great European musical influences, to our Saturday dinner celebration and great food and lots of entertainment with our special guest artist, Kelly Curtin. She was a soprano like you couldn't believe. And then, of course, on Sunday morning, we had worship that was into the stratosphere of the heavens. And I'm sure we are still reeling in that experience as we celebrate and we honor Reverend Stephanie Kendall. Friends, our general minister and president, Reverend Terry Hord Owens, gave a message from God that was powerful, inspirational, and challenged us to start with God and be rooted in God. And we and Pastor Stephanie will be together with God. Hope you'll go back and watch it on our YouTube and Facebook pages if you missed that opportunity. But this week we move forward in our Lenten studies. Don't forget we have 4 tonight on Tuesday, starting at 7:30. Mike McMahon, our own Reverend Dr. Mike McMahon, leads us in a virtual Zoom Bible study at 7:30. Then on Wednesdays, I still call them young adults, Shauna and Alan Williams, along with their children Sage and Jude, lead us at their house in northeast DC. And you can find their information in the church directory. Their study is at 6 o'clock on Wednesdays. Then, of course, you're welcome to join us at Christian Pathways on Sunday at 9 a.m. in the atrium. And don't forget, Teresa Swihart and Grace lead us at their house at 5 o'clock on Sunday evenings. There is truly a place for everyone. And even if you can't get to one of these, please, if you haven't received the book, let me know. My email is sbaines@nationalcitycc.org, and I'll be happy to make that available via mail to you. This week, our authors of this incredibly challenging book, I'm pretty politically and I would say emotionally connected to many of these authors. One's a Baptist, one is our own Reverend Bo Underwood, but even they are giving me moments of challenge in these daily devotional readings. This week is no exception. We move looking at traditional Lenten scriptures that are used in our lectionary and see what they have to say to some of the most unsettling topics of today's world. We're talking about things like reproductive health care and access to it. We're talking about poverty issues and lack of basic resources. We're struggling with I think from the beginning of time, problem of immigration. How do we welcome strangers in our midst, those of other cultures and ethnicities, who might challenge the majority narrative that has been written in our country? We're also looking at the problem of incarceration. The rates continue to just mystify not only people like myself, but those well educated on the topic. And of course, I think we end this week with one of the most challenging. It's always when I give a pastoral prayer and one of these events has happened, I'm truly moved because I don't know sometimes what or how to pray when we talk about gun violence. The mass weapons on our streets that are invented only to kill and to destroy, and how our children at age 13 and 6 are able to get their hands on these types of weapons. It's a challenging yet a very apropos topic in these unsettling times that we live in. I hope you'll join us. I hope you'll challenge yourself to dig into Scripture, to listen to other spiritual comrades, patriots or saints that are really digging into these Scriptures to try to connect to you, and as I said at the beginning, to connect with Christ. We end this week with an incredible verse from John chapter 16. And it says, "You may face fierce persecution." Fierce persecution. But Jesus in that verse ends by saying, "But I have conquered it all." Friends, you are in for an incredible week of study. But as you go through these challenging and unsettling topics, I'll give you the end story before you begin. Jesus says, "I have conquered it all." May God bless you and